What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today, guys? Today, we are going to talk about it. Welcome to Derry, episode 4. I am your host, Emmanuel E-Man Noisette. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out to hang out with your boy tonight. I'm going to give you guys this spoiler alert right now. We are going to go over episode 4. All up and down, left, right, about everything that happened. So if you have not seen episode 4 of Welcome to Derry, this is your time. You can hang out with us later on the replay. That's fine. But if you don't want things spoiled, you got to go watch the episode and come on back. Okay, that is your spoiler alert. I don't want to hear no whine, no crying, nothing. All right. Okay. Now that we got that out the way, y'all, we got some information. We got some things to talk about. And I got some things I want to show you guys. Yeah, we got to get into it. But first, let us go ahead and see who made it out. Give some shout outs, and then we can get started. King Chad, what is going on? How you doing? No, I am not going, unfortunately. Have a great time. I will be at home. But I'm glad that you are having a good time. Have a good one out there. No nonsense. Hey, you know what? Actually, I'm glad you said that. Because usually I try to give people a 24-hour notice to watch a TV show, except for From. Now, if it's From, you on your own. Okay. From, we don't have time to wait. We got to be on it, right? From is the only exception. But I wanted to get you guys going with this now. After this episode, so this is episode 4, starting with episode 5, we're going live right after the show. I just need you guys to understand things are about to get wild. And there's no way I personally am going to be able to wait 24 hours to talk about it. So I'm giving y'all a week heads up right now. You don't want to miss these episodes and wait later. Listen, they turn up a whole lot. I will also give you guys one other bit of information, because this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do. It would be in your best interest to rewatch chapter 1 and chapter 2 for it. I'm going to do that. But I'm telling you now, it is in your best interest. Get that watch queue up. If you on HBO, put it on the playlist, whatever. Start rewatching that. Now, I'm glad somebody else mentioned that. If you have not seen The Shining, I mean, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and watch that too. But watching chapter 1 and chapter 2 is now essential. I need you guys. I mean, it was always essential because this was always connected to it, but I want you guys to watch it again. Okay. So you got your 2 assignments, right? Watch chapter 1 and chapter 2, and we are going to go live. It's going to be late, but it's going to be late Sunday night after the episode airs. So what is that, like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever. We going to talk about them episodes right after. Okay. So you got your heads up there. It's about to go down. Anyway, let's see who else has made it. Mitch, what is going on? Shout out to you. And yes, shout out to the, okay, go Broncos, but go Bears. Go Bears. Yes. Paulette is here. Good to see you. D-Rail, how you doing? Clinton, I see you. Minister Crush, what is up? Jay Brown, how you doing? Tracy, appreciate you coming through. 60 plus, always a pleasure. Kristen Pratt holding down for the Mind Squad. Thank you so much. Amanda's here as well. Hello. Trees, appreciate you coming through as always. The homie Rhonda is here as well. My man Lou is here. Kid Mello, how y'all doing? My man Eugene is here too. Good to see you. I get woes. Appreciate you. Good. Yeah, I think so. I think it's worth watching. But That depends. Are you a scary head? Because if you're a scary head, I can't help you. I cannot help you with this. This is a scary movie type of stuff. Like go watch chapter 1 and chapter 2. If you can watch that, you could probably watch this. T-Ville, how you doing? Appreciate you coming through. Pixie, hello. Who else did I see? EJ, appreciate you coming through. Let's see. Elevated Goddess, hello. Mar Dub, hello. My man Andrew is back. Erica, hello. Good to see you. Let's see. Miss Stewart, hello. Or M Stewart, sorry, M Stewart. Who else did I see? I saw somebody else come through. But anyway, hey, shout out to everybody that's made it out, and shout out to everybody that is watching on the replay, gang. Shout out to you as well. Okay, guys, we have got a couple of things that we're going to go through, and I believe I have a nice little Easter egg that I'm going to show y'all that I don't think anybody has shown y'all. So I think that's going to be kind of fun. And hopefully I don't get blocked for it. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see what I can do. All right, let's get started first and foremost. So if you recall, we had the whole situation where the kids were in the cemetery, which already sounded like a straight setup, straight no. And they were out there looking for evidence. They wanted evidence for Pennywise and all the shenanigans that were going down. So they managed to develop the pictures, and they saw all the ghosts, they saw all those things, and they saw a clown in that picture. So they got their evidence. So the first thing they do, and you know what, God bless their hearts, because they did the right thing. At least they thought they were. They took it straight to the popos, right? They went to the popos, they showed them the pictures, and the police was like, man, what y'all got? Oh, snaps, what is this? Oh, Johnson & Johnson, come over here and take a look at this. Nothing was in the pictures at all. Now, that already is messed up, because we saw what they saw in the pictures last time. We saw that whatever Pennywise was like manifesting, he was manifesting these kids or whatever in their ghostly forms. They showed up in the picture to all of the kids, but apparently that was all just a ruse. But as they look at more pictures, the clown does show up. Okay, now this is where things get a little interesting, right? Because that's not adding up. How is it that them other ghostly, images of the kids, which were still Pennywise, that's still Pennywise playing, cosplay as these ghost kids. But, if Pennywise was actually those ghosts, and if there was nothing really on those pictures, then how or who is in this picture? Who is this? Or what is this? What is going on? Okay, this is the problem. Or maybe it is Pennywise, for all we know. Maybe it is Pennywise, and he is making sure that people just see him. I don't know. But anyway, the kids obviously struggle with the police not believing them. And this is a problem because, of course, Lily already is struggling with all this, because if they don't believe her, she's going back to the mental asylum. But Lily realized that she has a friend that she could talk to, and that is Mrs. Kersh. She actually remembered a bunch of kids going missing back in the 30s. Now, keep in mind that could line up with the 27-year cycle that Pennywise has going on with his killing spree and stuff. So she actually encourages Lily not to give up and to keep trying to figure things out. Now, here's something else. I think, and somebody please correct me. Ooh, y'all saying the lady in Eve? Oh, she's evil because she got red. Ooh, I mean, is that enough? Maybe. I mean, listen, I don't know any other sane adult who is like encouraging these kids to keep doing what they're doing. So maybe she does. Maybe she is on some BS. That is definitely possible. Now, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. They said her name was Mrs. Kersh. Is this is this the wife of the butcher guy? Because his name was Kersh, wasn't it? No? Okay. I don't know. All right. Anyway, we'll see what happened. Oh, did she take off the turtle bracelet? Man, y'all catching stuff more than me. I thought she had put it on. I didn't know if she took it off. Oh, snaps. Okay. So she's the wife of the butcher. That's what I'm seeing y'all say yes to. Y'all don't trust the red cardigan. Okay, I'm with it. Listen, I'm not throwing anything out. At this point, I'm not throwing nothing out. So let's go. Let's go. Anyway, we get back to Charlotte. She's reading the newspaper about Hank's situation. Rose does stop by to drop off some of the things that that Charlotte had bought earlier, and Rose immediately warns her that, listen, stuff happens in Derry, and that's just part of it. And whatever happens, but you can always give her a call whenever. Cool. So Charlotte's got a friend. Now we go back to the base, and we see the black soldiers are finally given a space of their own, where they just won't get harassed or whatever. And we see Howerin is there. Now Lily, she ain't really messing with Marge, right? She's not cool with him. Marge want to be with them patty cake girls and all that. So Lily is like, whatever. Back at the house, Charlotte catches Will looking for his pictures from the cemetery and tells him that he needs to confess what's going on. He ends up telling her that, listen, somebody was chasing after them in the cemetery, and she tells him that he's basically grounded just to really keep him safe, right? Like, she's not trying to have him go out and there's like a whole weirdo chasing kids out there. Anyway, back at dinner, Leroy, we're gonna call him Leroy so we don't get them names mixed up. Leroy asks about Will's day, and of course he's not gonna obviously talk about the crazy stuff that happened, but because it would only freak his dad out. But his mom does mention that there's a girl that he's interested in, and Leroy immediately asks, like, hold on, man, this girl over here, is she black or is she other? And I need people to keep in mind, this is still 1962. It was only about 7 years or so, maybe a little bit sooner than that, I believe, when the Loving Supreme Court case happened. And that's what allowed for interracial marriage to actually be legal. So yes, that was a valid question by the dad. Okay. Don't just think old times, it was the old day. Nah, it was freshly an issue of interracial, get-togethers back then. Okay, it was definitely a concern. But anyway, Charlotte suggested that, Leroy and Will, y'all need to go out and do some things. Okay, just go out and hang out and get to know your son, right? So they say, hey, that's cool. They go out fishing. And of course, while they fishing, Leroy goes and leaves his son behind, which in a horror, come on now, what are we doing? But he goes back to get another fly for his line. Just then, Will sees a nice little fish in the water. Of course, this fish has got to be white and like red or orangish, definitely suspect as hell. And as he goes down for a closer look, something pulls him down. Image, but here's the thing, this vision of his dad or whatever says, you'll burn too, right? You will burn too. Leroy hears his son yelling out. He rushes back to save him, and as he picks him up and checks him out, he actually can see that there are wounds on his arm. And as they turn back and they look, they see none other than a floating red balloon, which we already know what that's all about. Okay. Now, what I found interesting about this scene, though, was specifically that moment. Let me go back to it. That moment with the dead daddy in the water, right? Now, for those of you that forgot, this is eerie in a couple of ways. Remember, Pennywise likes to use people's fears against them, right? And Will did have a fear of his dad burning alive in the war. Remember, that's why, Leroy got them scars on his face. Second, we know that Will is the father of Mike Hanlon from the Losers Club in the future. Now, spoiler alert, but as an adult, Will does end up dying in a fire. So the question is, was Pennywise playing on Will's fear about his daddy burning up, or was he predicting the actual future for Will? Please let me know what y'all think, because if Pennywise is like predicting the future like that, that's a whole nother thing I don't even want to deal with. I don't even want that. But again, he could just be playing on Will's fear of burning like his dad. So, we'll have to wait and see. Now we do go back to the police station, and Charlotte goes straight to the chief, tells him about how there could be someone else out there chasing these kids, and that means that it could actually be another suspect, and that provides at least some reasonable doubt that Hank is not the one that they're looking for. And she immediately started to ask the right questions. Did he get to talk to a lawyer? Were all his rights respected? And the chief already mentioned straight up, like, hey, this ain't the South, okay? Which is another reminder that in this era of Jim Crow, things could be even worse if they were in a different part of the United States. So she does ask to speak with Hank, but he told her, nah, you ain't a lawyer and you not family, so get out of here, all right? Scram, skedaddle, all right? Peace. So she ends up going to Google and searches Hank's family phone number and address. Yes, I said Google because I know some of y'all were born in the 2000s and y'all might not even know what this is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this right here is what you call a payphone, right? This was basically a smartphone on every corner of the streets. They were connected to lines that ran all across the world, and people were able to communicate with other adults in this fashion. And it would cost you about a nickel. But back in my day, it was 25 cents. And this was their Google. Yes, this was your grandmama and granddaddy's Google. It was also called a phone book, or as the older folks would say, a directory. Okay. So they had these big old books all around, these big old objects called phone booths. And you could look up people and their numbers and their addresses sometimes. Okay. This is how you was able to search for real. And that right there is the part of the phone that you would put to your face and you would have to dial. They didn't have buttons. Okay. I'm trying to help out my 2000ers. They didn't have buttons. You had to rotate them suckers, sometimes. Well, maybe they did have buttons on theirs. I don't know. But anyway, that's what that was, y'all. But to make it easy for y'all, she just Googled their name and found their number and a address. Okay. Golly. Yeah. For those of us that are over 30, we've made it. We're old. We are old. Anyway, so she ended up finding she meets with Hank's mom, and we actually find out here that Hank really wasn't at home during that theater massacre. So his alibi was actually not good at all, that he was just at home watching Andy Griffith. Nah, he wasn't. Hank was out in them streets. He was out in them streets, and we're going to find out what he did. But man, my man was not at home watching TV with mama. Anyway, we go back. We see the black airmen cleaning up their new spot. And as Howerin goes outside to take out the garbage, he automatically starts to get this vision of his late grandmother. Now, the thing is, his grandmother warns him to keep the lid on tight. So this warning is interesting because, it makes you wonder, is this true? Is this a trick? Right? Think about this. Pennywise is still out there. Pennywise has interacted with Hank before, right? So it is possible that maybe this could be a trick from Pennywise, or This is actually Hank's grandmother reaching out from beyond the grave. Now, once again, if you haven't watched The Shining, this is why you kind of might want to go watch it, because Hank does have that ability not only to have The Shining to do telepathic stuff, but he does interact with the dead, right? He does interact with old spirits. So, once again, is this his actual grandmother, or is this another trick, maybe from Pennywise? I kind of think it's more so his grandmother, because why would Pennywise warn him against himself? You know what I'm saying? So, and not to mention, for those of you that have watched The Shining, you know that the lid that the grandmother's talking about is about Hank Hallerin's box. He has that box, that mental box, where he puts all the bad stuff away, right? So maybe this is a trick, or maybe this is actually a warning from beyond the grave. Listen, sometimes the ancestors will come too. Okay, sometimes the ancestors will come through and help a brother out. We don't know, but we will get confirmation, I'm assuming, later. Anyway, while they're doing that, Leroy pulls up and tells Halloran about what happened to his son Will. And Halloran told him, like, hey man, just stay away. Okay, because listen, I don't know nothing about that. My name is actually Bennett, and I ain't in it. Okay, I don't know what we even dealing with around here. And you saw Leroy grab his arm, and Hank, boy, Halloran was like, hold on, man, who are you touching like this? What are you doing? Bro, you better chill out. Man, you better walk away before I think about something. Walk away before you get thought of. Okay. Anyway, we go back to the hideout. Will comes up with this theory about Pennywise and what's really been going on as to why they've been scaring them all this time. And he talks about how basically it's the same thing like in the animal kingdom. A lot of times predators will sit there and make their prey very scared. It'll get the adrenaline up, and what that does is it makes them start to sweat. And once they start to sweat, they get salty, and it makes the meat a little bit juicier. So now he's over here saying, like, oh man, here we go. Now we're about to have Pennywise making these kids a little bit scary to get their adrenaline up, because he just want to put some lorries on them. Ain't that some mess? How is this man gonna scare these kids to put some seasoning on the kids before he eats them? That is wild. That is ridiculous. Okay. But who knew Pennywise liked a little bit of flavor? Who knew? Anyway, the kids talk about stopping themselves from being scared. And of course, Lily got a bright idea. Y'all know what time it is. It's time to do drugs. Yes, that was the bright idea that Lily had for the whole class, because these little drugs that her mom pops every other day, boy, that's going to get the fear away. It's going to make you feel all right. By the way, kids, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. Okay, these kids are dumb. Please don't do drugs. Anyway, in class, we see that the kids are learning about parasites and flatworms, and Marge is clearly disgusted by all of this. She tries to get in good with Lily again because, she's been like a terrible friend. And of course, while she's like trying to make amends with her, this is all just a ruse, because this is the patty cakes. They up to something, and Marge is in on it. Now we do go back. Now, by the way, what was the friend's name? What was the friend's name? Was that Paulie? I think his name was Paulie. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. We're gonna call him Paulie for now. Anyway, we see Charlotte, and she pulls up to the police station, and Leroy's friend sees that, and y'all, immediately he was giving them vibe. All he needed was a banana. All he needed a banana was just be like, I don't like it. I don't like that, because he was getting ready to snitch to Leroy right after that. The moment he saw his wife at the police station, he was like, I don't like it. I don't like that at all. So now she goes into the police station, and of course, she is trying to go see Hank, and she's immediately getting the runaround until she had to pull out the AAA card. She pulled out all the Ks, MLK, JFK, RFK, any other K that was going to cause some civil rights chaos in this police station. Now, of course, they don't want that kind of attention. And I want to just kind of point something out here, okay? Whether it's police or whether it's some, not all, but some white Americans, what's going on here, the reason why he buckled is because you have some institutions, some white Americans who want to keep up the perception that they are not racist, while in reality, they really are racist. We already know Hank is in jail because of racist biases through the system of politics and basically the mindset of these people. But they don't want to look like they're as bad as the people down south, right? So this is what was really going on here. That's why they buckled under that pressure of, all right, we don't want all them K's around here. Okay, we don't want all of that trouble, because if people think that we're racist, then we're no better than the other real racists that show their racism out loud. We keep our racism on the down low. That's what's really going on. Okay, I want people to understand that they're not being progressive. They're just concealing their racism here. All right. And yes, it does still go on today. Anyway, MGK in there too. Throw MGK in there. Y2K, B2K, MGK, all the Ks are coming out. Anyway, they finally fold and let her go see Hank. Now she tells Hank all of his options to avoid going to Shawshank. And yes, this is the same Shawshank from Shawshank Redemption, which was also written by Stephen King. So, nobody wants to go there. Nobody wants to go to Shawshank. And she does give him a little bit of hope that, like, listen, if you do this and do that, we make these phone calls, you might actually be able to go to be on house arrest, right? You might even be there. So, like, when she said all that, she was like, but here's the thing. You still gonna have to tell me the truth. Okay, tell the truth. Tell the truth. But man, you saw Hank was like, listen, about that truth thing, whatever this is, about the truth of his whereabouts, Hank was holding on tight until he finally confessed. He finally confessed that, yeah, he was out in them streets and he was with a woman, and not just a married woman, but with a white woman. Woo! Hank, why? Why would you do this? You know that's dangerous. Okay. Now, why was it dangerous for Hank to be out there with a married white woman? Let me tell you why. Keep in mind, just a few years ago, in this time frame, Emmett Till was murdered. A young black boy was lynched, hunted down, murdered, and killed over the false accusation of simply whistling at a white woman. Okay, so this is the times are tough at this point. You can't be out there with the snow bunnies, as Dr. Umar would say. And during this time, you about to die. You gonna die just off of that. Just off of that. So, now we know that Hank is definitely in a tough situation where he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't, because yeah, when your alibi is worse than your current predicament. And here's the thing, he knows, again, this is Jim Crow now, they not finna prosecute him. They're not about to give him the letter of the law and do all that. Nah, a mob is going to show up and lynch this man. Okay, they're gonna lynch him on the spot. Why? You don't mess with they white women. You just don't. Anyway, so now Charlotte understands. She's like, yeah, okay. You done messed up. Hey, you done messed up. Very good. We gonna have to figure this out. Anyway, we go to General Shaw, and he gives the order to let the Native American kids into the area that they are surveying right now. We know that they've been watching the area, but they want to kind of lure them in so they can get them. At lunch, Marge tells Lily that she needs to stop talking to them other kids because, you know, you don't want to have people thinking that she's lame or that she's a loser or crazy. She also said that she wants to start over with her. They got to be friends again, right? And while they're doing that, Tim, the dreamboat, Tim, comes over and says hello to them. And Marge just eggs her on and says, ooh, he likes you. He thinks you're dreamy. Oh, yeah. And now, you know, like Lily looking back and she's like, oh, man, okay. Now, listen, man, listen. Shout out to this little girl. This girl, please help me with her name again. This girl is acting. Because this whole time I'm sitting there like, oh, they think this baby girl is crazy. She done seen literally kids murdered in front of her. And then now, this ain't even Pennywise. This is just girls being mean. Now you gonna get her hopes up that Dreamboat Timmy is got a crush on her, and y'all know he don't have a crush on her. And you see it's shout out to the acting because the emotions in her face. You know, you saw the hope. You saw really. Oh, that'd be swell. You know, I'm like, oh girl, oh man, she's so young, you know, and she got the nerve to wave back at her and stuff. And of course, here come the patty cakes, just being some jerks. Because this is a whole setup, and Marge goofy looking self is still in on all of this. Like Marge, you know, Marge really I just don't like her. I just don't like her because you know she's been up to no good for a long time. And she put she want to be in with the in crowd more than like her real friends that have been down with her since the first grade, you know. Anyway, so Lily has to go to the bathroom to freshen up. By the way, ladies, what does freshen up even mean? I don't know what y'all do. What are y'all doing? Do y'all like actually throw some water on your face? Like, are you putting on some more of the lip gloss? I don't know what it means, and I don't even know what it means back then. Like, was y'all putting powder on the face? I don't know. Anyway, she goes there to freshen up, but of course she got nerve sighted and had to pee. Now I remember that, right? I remember that when you was a little kid, you had a little crush on somebody. See, some people had butterflies, other people you had to go pee because you didn't want to have no accidents just in case. That was smart. But anyway, while she's going, you know, and she's you know, feeling all excited and she's all happy and everything. You know, Marge now she want to get a conscience. Now Marge want to actually feel guilty as she's hearing her best friend get excited and set up for the plan that Marge put together in the first place. See, this is a mess. This is what happens, right? And as she's doing this, Marge feeling a little something in her eyeballs. You know, she might be even starting to see the light a little bit, but her eyes start to palpitate. They start to get a little bigger and they start to hurt. But not only that, they start to bug all the way out. And yikes, them eyes got bigger and bigger. And what did Lily do? She said, whoop, time to pop that Molly. Okay. She said, my friend is in danger. Let me pop this Molly right now. And of course, she drops it in the toilet. Anyway, Marge is bugging out and she runs into the shop class and she is trying to find stuff. She tries to stab her eyes. That don't work. And she's like, yo, I need to saw these bad boys off. She gets onto the saw, but Lily thankfully comes in and pounces on her. And of course, with perfect timing, this is when everybody runs in. And of course, what do they find? They find Lily with the dang old knife all in her hand. And it's not a good look. It's a terrible look. She looked guilty as ever. Oh, Lily. Poor Lily. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, if this whole show is about making me feel bad for Lily, y'all win. Okay, y'all win. I don't want her to go through no more stuff. Okay. Y'all done framed her. Y'all done got her caught up. She got a hopes dash with the whole Timmy Dreamboat thing. Like, come on. Now, this is where I wanted to introduce something to y'all that I actually caught on accident, but it does make me wonder, how many other things have we missed in this show? Let me pull this up. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Man, please, YouTube, don't ban me for this. Don't. I want to play this clip, and the only way you're gonna get it is if I play the clip. Okay. So I want y'all to think about this scene. If you go back all the way to episode 1, because I rewatched this and I was catching things left and right. When you go back to episode 1, this is what you'll see.
They're supposed to be the kinchiest. What?
Hold on, can y'all hear it? Could y'all hear that sound? Let me know if the sound plays. I don't know if the sound plays here or not. Did the sound play for you guys?
What are you looking at? My eyes?
Well, there's captions just in case the sound doesn't play. But notice in the first episode, she was talking about her eyes.
These new glasses make them.
I'm gonna pause it here so I don't get copyrighted. These new glasses make them look huge, don't they? My eyes.
They look huge, don't they? That optometrist is a sadist. No, Marge,
your eyes are fine. Your eyes are fine.
You're fine. Sincerely, you have to promise me, because I'm not going through the rest of the year looking like some bug.
I'm not gonna go through the rest of the year looking like some bug-eyed freak. Yo, they set us up and we didn't even know it. We didn't even know it. If you need the time stamp, I believe that's the 14-minute mark of the video. Go catch it for yourself if you missed it. I ain't trying to get copyrighted. But, yo, they be dropping stuff on us. Okay? Shout out to the team, man. Shout out to Andy Muschietti and all of them. They dropping these Easter eggs and we didn't even know it. And what I love about it, that gives this show so much rewatchability. That gives us so much rewatchability right now. So if you missed it, you're welcome. I'm pretty sure the channels you cheat on me with didn't tell you. If they did, forget them anyway. All right. What else do we have to do? So yeah, now we got Lily basically in a very, very bad position. That's messed up. And by the way, why they have to do this? Why they have to cut to this scene right after we just saw the eyeballs getting, gouged out and stuff? That's too much. I don't like that. They be playing too much. Anyway, we do go back and Leroy is asking Charlotte, hey, please stop stirring up trouble. Okay, don't be going to the police, talking about civil rights stuff and all that. Again, keep in mind, they are trying to fit in for now. They are also in a predominantly white neighborhood. So they cannot afford to be one of the only black couples who already have eyeballs on them, no pun intended from earlier, to be causing trouble and stuff, right? So he tells her to chill out. Now, she a freedom fighter, okay? So she is not going to sit here and take that lightly, but, she understands the situation too, all right? Now we do see that Will is, he's sleeping in his bed. He gets up and he wants to go play on his little telescope. And I feel like we saw this coming. I feel like the moment we knew this boy had a telescope, he was going to see some things that he ain't want to see. And what happened? He looking at the street. He watching people walk their dog. And now you got a whole clown watching you. You got a whole clown watching you from outside your bedroom. First and foremost, let me just say, if this stuff would have ever came out when I was a kid, I would be so messed up. Are you kidding me? If I had seen a scary clown up close, by the way, standing outside my window, are you mad? I'm never sleeping. I'm never sleeping. Okay? I just can't. So anyway, hold on. Y'all saying that's Mrs. Kersh. Oh, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Now, okay. Here's my only thing. These eyes are glowing. These eyes are glowing. If it is Mrs. Kersh, how is she getting her eyes to glow? Now, maybe you could be right. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but I do think it's interesting that the eyes are glowing here. Maybe that's a coincidence. Maybe it's not. We'll see. But Leroy wakes up and he immediately goes to check on his son, and he goes outside, and just like that, he looks up and finds another red balloon. And what I love about this scene, let me go back. What I love about this scene is you have to consider just how the timing of all this works. Keep in mind, Charlotte just went to the police. She just stirred up some civil rights ruckus with, trying to fight for Hank and stuff, right? So people are going to start talking. You're already a black family living in a predominantly white area where still Jim Crow. Yeah, you in the North, but let's be honest, people still racist out here. And now you're outside because your son believes somebody was watching them from outside. This is not uncommon, right? This is not uncommon. Keep in mind, this is before MLK got assassinated, okay? So, like, this is commonplace for black families who live in these predominantly white neighborhoods to be harassed like this. They would get those ding-dong ditchers, but worse, okay? So, like, that scene I thought really worked out well because maybe it was a racial thing. Maybe, as y'all are saying, maybe it's Mrs. Kersh, some copycat out there. Maybe it was actually Pennywise, right? Like, you got so many different layers of horror going on that at this point you could just throw your hands up and just be like, you know what? First of all, it's time to go. That should have been the first thing. It's time to leave. Ain't nothing in Derry that important. Y'all need to leave. But anyway, Leroy is tired. So the major says, you know what? I'm going to General Shaw because I need some answers right now. Okay. Now they do have the young Native American boy in for questioning, and Howerin is going to question him. And after, I didn't like this at all. Why he got to spit in my man's face like that? He spit in his face, and and Dick apologized for what was about to happen. And all of a sudden, my man got his Professor X on and entered his mind just like that. Just concentrating. I think his name is Taniel. And as he goes into his mind, you see all the many doors. This is basically doors to different memories of people in their mind. And Halloran, he already knows where to go. So he goes through the door and he sees the young Taniel playing with his toys. And then just then his Aunt Rose comes in and asks him about the origins of the monster in the woods. And this is where I just love it, because we finally get an origin story. Well, we got somewhat of one before, but now we get to see Pennywise falling from the stars, from the skies, crashing into Earth for the first time. This image, by the way, for those of you that don't know, that's what Pennywise actually looks like. He actually is a light monster. Okay, so don't for a second think he really is a clown. He really is a ball, some balls of light, right? Anyway, as we go into this, we find out that one of the ancestors of the Native Americans used part of that star to make a dagger that would basically keep the monster at bay, right? It would keep it away. And we saw that before humans were around, what was Pennywise copying? He was copying the animals, the other living creatures, because he's a shapeshifter. And what's interesting about this is he copied a moose, right? First of all, this two things. One, this was clearly one of the fears of the ancient people, because what's the plural for moose? Is it meese? Is it meeses? Or is it just moose? I know it's not mooses. I don't know what the plural for moose. I think the plural for moose is just moose. Somebody correct me. Look that up real quick. But the moose shows up because that's a fear of these ancestors back then. In case y'all have never seen a moose up close, oh my God, these things are terrifying. Like a moose is like bigger than a truck. It's probably the size of an RV sometimes. Like, them things are scary for real. For real. So I understand this fear. I will never. Y'all will never. Ever, you can't pay me enough. No. Hey, E-Man, here's $1 million. Go pet that moose. I'm sorry. I'm going to be broke. I'm sorry. It's not happening. It's not. Me and giant animals. No. Anyway, the ancient peoples, they found a way to basically cohabitate with the monster. You know, they lived in peace with it while it stayed in the woods, since they had that dagger. And they lived. Listen, everything was all cool until the white man had to show up. Y'all already know, once these settlers came through, what did they do? The first thing they did was ignore everything the natives told them. The natives told them, don't go into the woods. What did the white man do? He goes straight into the woods. And while they in the woods, what happens? They end up getting slaughtered. And as they are getting slaughtered in the woods, they are giving more power to the monster, because he's getting more powerful the more he consumes people. Now, of course, the people of the land, they was like, man, we finna leave. This is getting kind of crazy. The monster's like coming out the woods, and the dagger, it wasn't getting strong enough. It wasn't strong enough to keep the monster at bay and to keep them safe anymore. So before they was about to leave, they had this fierce warrior that was leading the tribe, but her daughter wanted to seek out some of the sacred stones from the star. But as they were going out to find those stones, the ancient warrior led a group of others to go after the daughter, to go find them with the search party. But unfortunately, even though she tried to go save her, she ended up confronting the monster himself. Of course, he had to show up as one of their biggest fears, which was nothing more than just a religious white man. And of course, this was the scariest thing for them back then, especially with the glowing eyes. And the warrior fought and fought and fought. And of course, we saw the real, once again, we saw the real portrayal of the monster. And here's the other thing. What was up with this baby? What is up with the baby? The baby done popped out. This looked like the same baby that came out during, the whole thing. Now, hold on, wait a minute. If we gonna sit here and talk about theories, I'm gonna put this out there. This is the second time we have seen Pennywise pop out with some evil demon baby. Let me find out Pennywise got a whole Antichrist baby on the way. Let me find out that Pennywise can have his own babies. Keep in mind, we don't know nothing about Pennywise like that. Can this thing reproduce? Can this thing have offspring? I'm just saying, why does Pennywise have a baby come? Like, what is the point? What is the point of having? Because keep in mind, Pennywise was already. No, I need y'all to see this. I need y'all to see this. Pennywise was already a scary white man, and then all of a sudden was already showing his true form, which was the lights. What does the baby have anything to do with this? What does the baby have anything to do with this? Y'all, they setting us up. They setting us up. They setting us up. Pennywise finna have a kid. I'm gonna call it right now. Pennywise got a kid. Ben had a kid, and it's only going to be the new chapter that, like, what do we even do with that? How do we deal with that? Anyway, so the monster's getting dealt with, but the warrior's daughter does come around in time to save her, but unfortunately she wasn't able to hold on. She did die. And now, after the warrior died, her daughter and her other companions, they go back once again to find the shards of the fallen star. And they were able to get those shards, and this time they came up with a plan. So their plan was to basically surround the monster to secure it. So they went all the way around. They put the 13 shards in the ground and buried it. Shout out to Matern, the turtle, once again. And this is how they were able to trap the monster in the woods forever, or at least, that's what we're thinking. Now, the dream was over, and Auntie Rose started glitching like the Matrix. And I was sitting here like, hey, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? And then, just like that, Howerin pops up. And he tells Daniel to show him where the other pillars are and to help find them. Now, first of all, why he got to be like this? Why does Howerin have to be like this? I know, like, I'm sitting here thinking like, hey man, I know you doing the job, but why it look like you out here like enjoying this? Why you gotta look evil? What, like, bro, you did not need to smile like this, like, at all. This was unnecessary. No, this is this is a creepy smile. Okay, listen, sir, I need you to never smile like this ever again. Please don't. Gave me nightmares right there. Anyway, Daniel shows him where the other pillars are, and he shows him a door, and of course we see the grown-up version of him because this is all in his memory, and he points out the same house that we were dealing with from It Chapter 1. Remember, I told y'all to go rewatch the movies. I told y'all to go rewatch them. Okay. I mean, I'm going to. So that was it for the episode. Let me see. Hold on. I'm sorry. I had a whole comment. I missed it. Mike, it showed Beverly Marsh all the loser club's death. Did it? I don't remember that. Okay, I'll take your word. Oh, you talking about it showed Beverly. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you for that. Thank you. See, now I gotta go back and rewatch. It's so much stuff from the It movies that, like, I kind of vaguely remember, but I mean, I watched them when they first came out. That was years ago. So now that this show is kind of rehashing old stuff, I need to go back and really watch. And dig in. But yeah, so that was it for the episode there. All right, guys. This is why I need your help. Y'all let me know, what do you think about this episode on a scale from 0 to 10? What do the people have to say? In the meantime, let me give you my thoughts. Absolutely loved the acting. Shout out to the little girl playing Lily. As I mentioned before, I thought her performance has been really just heart tugging. Like, she just, every time she get all sad faced, I don't want to go back. I'm not crazy. Like, I just feel bad for her. So they're doing a good job with that. Shout out to the storytelling. Shout out to the writing. The mere fact that y'all had something in episode 1 and you paid it off in episode 4, that is superb, because now my interest is already into this, where I'm like, what else have I missed? I need to go back and rewatch everything. So I love how they're doing all of that. I thought the scares were done all right for the most part. I'm a sucker for the myth and the lore. I love here's the thing. I honestly think they could have made the Native American story. Y'all could have made that in a whole episode by itself. That you easily could have. So you know, I feel a little shortchanged that we couldn't have gotten a little bit more, and it was only kind of like a quick retelling. I feel like that whole thing could have really been a good story. And I like the racial elements. I like how nuanced this episode was in terms of balancing the racial tensions versus the supernatural stuff with Pennywise versus, like many of y'all said, maybe it is Mrs. Kersh. Maybe she, you know, maybe she is out there dressing up like a clown or whatever. Who knows? But I like the fact that there's all these different things to think about. So I think overall, I will give this episode. I think I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. I'm cool with that. Like, this was a solid episode, and I'm definitely ready to see what happens in episode 5. And I think you guys will definitely want to see that as well. But hold on, let's see. Where did the people fall with this? I got a 9, 9, 9, 8, 8.8, 8, 8, 9, 8.5, 8.5, 9.3, 8.5, 8.5, 8, 9, 8, 9, 10, 9, 6. Dang, okay. 10, 10, 10, 9, 9, 10. What else? 8.25, 8.5, 8.5, 7.5. Dang, Rhonda, you a tough cookie. Okay. 9. Backstory was dope. 8 and a 10. Okay, do I have any others? 10, 9, 8.5, 8, and 9. Okay, I think it's safe to say we enjoyed this episode. Fair enough. All right, guys, that is all we have for tonight. Once again, thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching the episode and sharing your thoughts. Please feel free to continue commenting on the video. If you do go back and rewatch some things and catch some stuff, feel free to let me know. Let me know. Put it in the comments, because I got a feeling there's a whole lot of stuff we already missed. I really think there's more to it. But anyway, we will be back here. Keep in mind, on Sunday. I'm not playing with y'all no more. Okay, I'm not playing. We coming back on Sunday night. Okay, Sunday night. Oh wait, do I have? Babe, are we doing anything on Sunday for the kid? Forgot it's my daughter's birthday weekend. Huh? Yeah, but are we doing anything Sunday? Okay. We gonna play it by ear, but we gonna shoot for Sunday. We're gonna shoot for Sunday because episode 5, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. I'll see y'all there. All right, y'all. You know the routine. Wash your hands, wash your butts, and everything in between. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.